Hello everyone and welcome to the next video. Today I'm going to be going through basically a conversation I had with our video editing team, video editing experts. If you aren't familiar with them, definitely visit their YouTube channel and their website. They do fantastic work for us. And I was asked the question, we are in the middle of a migration right now of a number of different systems and we are moving to HubSpot. And he asked me the question, well, why are you doing that? So I'm going to tell you why here on this channel and what are some of the benefits, what are some of the kind of negatives, and why you maybe should or shouldn't head in this direction like we are. So if you are unfamiliar with our channel, I am Tom Batman Ziegelbauer, and I help businesses and entrepreneurs grow through the use of technology. So we're just going to get after the discussion. It's basically a review of HubSpot. So the challenge in this for us is we sit in about 26 different systems that I've inherited since I've become a CTO at 0%. And it is a daily run around and put out fires type of a thing. Like, so we have Zapier integrations and automations, and then we're in close.io for our CRM, and then we have ClickFunnels, and then we have active campaigns, and we have this and we have that, and it's a lot to manage. So one of the things that we determined probably in about November of last year was perhaps we should look at consolidating a lot of these things down and simplifying the process. And instead of tying all of these tools together, which we're really good at, any single one of those points though are a failure and could break the, several processes at the same time. So that's why we were looking in and exploring different possibilities. So then we started doing a cost analysis on it, and I'll give you some real numbers for us and what some of our real numbers are going into HubSpot. So one of our main pain points is reporting right now, and I'll do another review of close.io and some of its positives and negatives. One of its negatives is its reporting, and it's also kind of costly. So it's great for entrepreneurs or solopreneurs kind of coming in, and maybe they have 2-3 salespeople, and it's really great for like one product. However, we have tons of them. So, and then the reporting is horrible. So we're paying $145 a month per user inside of Close. So kind of keep that in mind. I mentioned that the reporting is also not the greatest and is almost unusable for us. So we've partnered up with one of their two other basically partners in order to be able to do outside reporting on the data. And one's in South America, the other one's in Denmark. We chose the one in Denmark because it's more graphical. And we're paying an additional $39 per month per user over there. So now we're up to between the 145 and the 39. Let's round it up to 40. So we're at 185, right? And then if we then add in things like Calendly as an example, maybe that's another $7 a month. So we're creeping upwards, I think, with most of the tools that we have our Salesforce integrated in. We're somewhere around 200 plus a month just to service them. And that's not our marketing side, that's not, our service side or anything else like that. So we start adding up these costs, and when you start adding up these costs, and it's $20,000 a month for software and services that we have across the board, it starts to get kind of expensive, especially when we're managing all of these things. So to give you an example, inside of HubSpot, per user for our enterprise version of that Sales Hub that we're getting, we will be spending $65 a month, and we're looking to scale up to an additional 50 SDRs or sales development reps on our team by the end of the year. So add that up. 200 plus a month over here versus $65 a month over here. It's kind of a no-brainer. Same thing with similar services. So we just made the migration from Zendesk over into their Service Hub. A lot of similar features to that, and the cost actually becomes super prohibitive by the number of things that you start tacking on. Like, okay, here's the base of Zendesk. Well, I want live chat. Well, that's an additional amount per month. Oh, and I want advanced reporting. Okay, that's an additional amount per month. So it may be good for some. However, to have a 300, and this is kind of the final selling point for us, is to have a 360-degree view of a client, from marketing coming in from where they were acquired to they are now a client, and being able to do net promoter scores and see how happy they are with us, and where they're having support issues along the way, and all having that in one central place where everyone across the company can see it. Priceless. Now, I will tell you that just starting out, this is not a tool for most. And and they're improving over time. There are several levels of HubSpot, and it's kind of a la carte. You don't have to get it all like we are, because it's expensive. It's not cheap to start this thing out. I mean, you're talking at least $6,000 a month on this, if not, up to maybe $10,000 a month. Just to get it started. Does it work out of the box? Absolutely not. There's a lot of customization that is going into this. There's a lot of moving parts, and because we are moving from lots of disparate systems into one location, it's data mapping, it's workflows, it's processes and SOPs, and having to recreate those inside of now a central location is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time, and it will mean some downtime for several parts of our business as we make a transition in order to be able to do this. At the end of the day, if you can afford it, hands down, there's not another resource or hub that's going to include all of these things that operates the way that HubSpot does. And I would put them up against Salesforce any day of the week. I've done several Salesforce installations and worked in Salesforce a number of times with a number of different companies. Two different models between the two. First, Salesforce is a buy it and bolt it on. So they don't really create anything other than basically their core, right? And then they go, oh, hey, there's these guys, and they do that pretty well, and yeah, we're just going to add that on. Well, just bolting something on doesn't really work, and then you end up paying all these customization fees in order to be able to connect this to that, and they have this whole marketplace in order to be able to do that, and you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars in terms of customization. Yes, we are spending a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of resources in order to do this transition ourselves, and with some help through some partners that we have partnered up with. However, at the end of the day, the difference with HubSpot is that they've grown this thing organically out of their customer base and their wants and their needs and their desires. So they started out really as more of a marketing side, and that is really where their product shines, because that's where they started out. And now they've added in the CRM piece of that, which is more the sales side of things. And now they've added on the Service Hub, which really if you're looking at industry standard in terms of service type desk types of things, Zendesk would be like the first place you go. Well, they compete against them very, very well. In fact, I just got a email from them here the other day that they're rolling out another like operations hub where you can view the business from kind of the top end of that. So I'm going to register for that and see. So that's exciting for me that they aren't looking at just improving the products that they already have. They're looking at expanding their service. So at the end of the day, how would I rate HubSpot? From 1 to 10, I never give anything a 10. So I would say they're probably an 8.5. They are costly, just out of the box. They do have several different versions of it. The lighter versions probably aren't going to be appropriate for most people. So if you're going to pull the trigger, you're going to do it for the enterprise version that we're doing across the board. Usability, great. I love it. And it's a Swiss Army knife. So there's lots of things that are in there that if you need it, it's there. If you don't need it, you don't need to use it. And then from a just migration sort of perspective, most of it is pretty standard in terms of that. So overall, 8.5 for HubSpot. Definitely do your own independent research. There is actually a really good review between HubSpot and Close and Salesforce that's out there, and if I can find the link, I'll drop it down below. So hopefully you receive some value from this review of HubSpot. If you did, please hit those 3 buttons down below: like, subscribe, and alert, so you are alerted to additional content from my channel. If you have other types of CRMs or other business operations type of software packages that you prefer or that you like, feel free to drop those down in the comments below. I'll take a look at them as well, and perhaps do a review of those. So I appreciate you guys watching, and remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.